view. So, of course, we've got to get into the other results. And the one that we were all looking at, of course, at the time was the clash between the number 1 and number 2 in the table, Arsenal against Chelsea. Arsenal getting a draw. Some might say they should be grateful for that. Let's get Abdullah's thoughts, who's with us, joining us from the United States of America to give us the American viewpoint. Abdullah, you're very proudly wearing your shirt. Was it a good point earned, I guess, against a Chelsea side that came out fighting, as Leroy said?
They did.
It was a good point earned, honestly. Chelsea fans got the wrong memo. They thought we were playing American football. We were playing real football. You see Cucurella and Caicedo, the joint thugs. They're trying to hurt all our players. But, you know, we still got the point. I'm disappointed we didn't get the 3 points. But, you know...
Went down to 10 men. Chelsea looked like the better side. Shouldn't you be a little bit concerned with that? Chelsea's performance was right up there. And you know what? They put much...
They can easily win the Premier League. We're not taking this game as serious. We just played Bayern. We're still recovering. And you see... when we're not even trying our hardest and our little brothers, Chelsea, are disturbing, pestering us like they want to win so badly, and we're still chilling. We're still able to grab a point. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. Like, we know we're going to win. We're better. If that's the best comp in the Premier League, I think we're good. I think we're really good.
Abdullah, I feel like that fighting energy that we saw on the pitch has infected you. You're there talking about little brothers. I don't know how Chelsea fans will feel about that. They, of course, have won the Champions League. Arsenal haven't. But one thing I wanted to ask you about, are we getting too fixated on one game? Do we need to look at the bigger picture here and think about the fact that this has been a huge week for Arsenal, absolutely thrashing North London rivals, Tottenham at home in that North London derby, then midweek putting on a sensational display against another in-form European team in Bayern Munich. And then, yes, it was against a 10-man Chelsea, but... first-choice centre-backs weren't even available. And then you had the likes of Calafiori coming off. So is it something that maybe people need to take into consideration?
Exactly. Like, you have to think about it. We've bottled 3 years in a row, right? So you have to think, what are the reasons why we lost the Premier League in those last 3 seasons? It wasn't because we lost to Chelsea or Man City. It was because we lost those silly games during the week. It's because we didn't have the depth to make sure we could sustain ourselves throughout the season. We went without our 2 greatest our 2 best center backs right now, and we're still able to comfortably get a point, beat Bayern, beat Tottenham. And honestly, you know, like, you're saying that we're not the better team versus a 10-man Chelsea. Obviously, they're very aggressive, and, you know, they're just trying to get whatever. They're just trying to prove themselves to the world. Arsenal doesn't really need to prove anything.
Abdullah, you're not. Oh, they're not allowed to be aggressive against you. Oh, poor Arsenal. Chelsea were aggressive against you. Oh dear. Abdullah, have you been an Arsenal supporter in November before? Have you been an Arsenal supporter in November before?
Yes, when we're up, and then in December, January, that's when we the bottle. Yes,
when you were up, and then you were down. So you've been an Arsenal supporter in November before.
So the fact that you said
but this time it's not happening.
The upcoming fixtures then, because you're suggesting that the wheels are about to fall off. Is that what you're saying?
Could do. It's just saying that these little things, these blips, lead to things that happen. They just escalate and they get worse. And you're looking at their fixtures, and Arsenal fans saying, "Look, we've got it in the bag in November," which is fine because you are favourites. But I'm just saying, surely they can't mess it up this time because you've done it before. You look at those fixtures, Abdullah. Look at those fixtures.
So give us your thoughts, Abdullah, when you look at the next 8 games before the new year.
Okay, honestly, the one that I'm most nervous about, right, is Aston Villa. As you said, November, December that's when things start to happen. January, I remember January 2024. I will never forget. So you really have to worry about Aston Villa. Chelsea is like, you know, a little fly in the air. Aston Villa is where we can really lose. You know what I'm saying? So and you have Aston Villa twice in that whole fixture list. Crystal Palace, I'm really nervous as he will take care of his old little brothers. Everton, I think we can handle that. Honestly, it's really just Aston Villa. That's it. That's it.
But look, Abdullah, the thing is, Brentford are quite aggressive. Crystal Palace are quite aggressive. Everton are quite aggressive. Maybe Chelsea found a way to make sure that they neutralise this Arsenal side by just being in their faces, because Arsenal didn't cope with that. We thought they were a side that could cope with everything. But this Chelsea side, with 10 men, yes, they were aggressive, but with 10 men, forget the sending off, with 10 men, they dominated. They dominated the game for large periods. And Brentford, Palace, Everton, they could do this. They could do the same to you.
Dominated, wow. We watch the same games with our eyes?
Absolutely. Watch with our eyes and you look at the stats. They have more shots on target. They might have had more possession, but the game's not about possession.
And more fouls, more red cards.
One red card.
More uncalled
and one more.
cards.
You had one more player because of it.
Okay, so if you want to talk, bro, if you see how we destroyed them,
I'm too old to be a bro. I'm too old to be a bro, Abdallah. I'm not a bro. I'm not your bro.
Okay, I'm sorry, sir.
That could be bro.
Nah. I'm sorry. He is a legend. He did score versus us that one time. I don't know why he knocked us out of the FA Cup.
Long time ago.
I wasn't alive back then. If I was alive, I would have let that slide. But don't ever score. You can't score anymore. But so I have to give him respect.
Bro?
You know. I'll give you respect, but to be honest, Brentford, I will say us not having Gabriel is a little bit worrying to play Brentford, but I still think we can handle it because we've shown that we can break down these aggressive sides who want to just do low blocks versus us with set pieces. I don't care if anyone calls us set piece FC. No one was saying set piece FC when Chelsea scored versus us. So I think we'll be able to handle it versus Brentford next week. So yeah, I'm not really that nervous. Honestly.
I mean, it's in 2 days, to be fair. The turnaround is so quick. And I guess that's what's probably more concerning when you look at the number of players that are missing. But let's just remind ourselves of where Arsenal do sit. They have got that 5-point cushion over Manchester City. But this is where it starts to feel a bit tight, don't you think? Because we've seen this before, Arsenal going into Christmas Day, top of the table, and then all of a sudden, as Leroy said, you come January, February time, and things change very quickly.
Yeah, it's like the Christmas light. They go off in January.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah, honestly, the Man City, like I will say, Man City being 5 points within us with the season that they're having, it is kind of worrying. But I genuinely do think that we have what it takes this season to finish the job. Not trying to be cocky anymore. I'm trying to be for real. Yeah. Man City is scary, but I don't think they have the tools. They don't have the defense. Up until the last 2 games, they were very reliant on Haaland. And if Haaland is not having the best game, they can't really push and get their 3 points. Even some of the games that they won, the game that they won this weekend, it wasn't really convincing. So honestly, I do think that Arsenal should be able to push out. And you know, kind of how Liverpool won last year when the rest of the league wasn't as strong. I think Arsenal needs to take advantage and win.
Abdullah, in all seriousness, you talk a lot of sense, Abdullah, and you know I agree with a lot of stuff that you said. But one thing that is a concern for me is that Arsenal seem to pick up a lot of injuries under Arteta. You know, you look through the whole squad, and everybody seems to be a certain type of injury that brings in the squad, brings the squad into the game. You know, the Saliba, Gabriel, Gyökeres, every single player, Saka, Odegaard, every single one seems to pick up. I think it's because of the way Arteta plays, the intensity. Is that a concern for Arsenal fans? I know you've got the depth of squad, but is that a concern, the demands that Arteta puts on his players?
I think if you look at the style of football that Arteta decides to play, I think it's very necessary. But I do think in the past, Arteta has used to rush some players like Saka, right? I don't even think this season we've gotten the best of Saka. And I think it's most likely due to some of the injuries he's picked up in the past. And so I do think it's a little bit of a concern. But now I genuinely think with the depth that we have, I think that problem is sorted. There's no need to rush Gabriel back. There's no need to rush Saliba back, even though we looked a little bit shaky at times in defense yesterday. Yeah. I still do think that Hincapié and Mosquera still have what it takes to lead the Arsenal defense. And so I think we're okay. But there are going to be some games where he's going to want to bring on his main stars to come and finish the game. So, and I think it's the way he's doing it is better. Like, for example, he brought on Odegaard in the last 10 minutes. Some Arsenal fans think he had a bad performance. Some Arsenal fans think he had a great performance. I'm not going to talk about that. But I think the way he's infusing them into the squad the last 10, 15 minutes of the game is a good way to see if they're match fit and not rush any injuries. Right. Unlike Saka, like 2 seasons ago when he brought him back versus Bayern to start the game, and we could obviously tell that Saka wasn't 100%. So I think levels have changed now.
Oh, well, Abdullah, thank you so much for joining us. Honestly, you're going to go down in Fanzone history calling Leroy bro.
You can call me bro. You can call me bro anytime. You can call me bro anytime, Abdullah.
Tunes changed there.
I like him.
I'm sorry, Leroy. You're still a legend.
No, we love it. Come back,
I'm sorry, Uncle. I'm sorry, Uncle.
That's it. What are you talking about, bro?
No, that's you. That's the app respect. But anyway, take care, Abdullah. Thank you so much for joining us. Continuing the chat about Arsenal. That's exactly the team that is at the centre of our poll question for you guys at home today.